Here's Dan Shapiro to help you find your edge, master your process, and own your future.
Hey guys, good evening everybody. Welcome to another edition of the AccessToTrader.com nightly wrap-up show. Hope everybody is doing well. Happy Tuesday. There was no video last night. I was about to record a video and then I had something I had to take care of I couldn't get out of. So, you know, you're an adult. Things happen all the time. So I appreciate everybody tuning in, spending a couple of minutes with you so I can just share my thoughts and get us set up for the next day. All I ask, if you like what we're doing and if you've been kind of following along for many, many moons, all I ask is take a second out, support the channel, and click a like button. If you haven't done so already, subscribe and come aboard, right? Come aboard and hopefully I will continue to help you guys out. So let's review. Saturday's video, right? Weekend video, we talked about the importance of the Qs reclaiming back the 5-day moving average, 597. Check. We did that, right? Everything goes good in the world. The bulls started to get their footing late Friday afternoon going into today's session. Even when the NASDAQ went red, they continued to fight. And that's a very, very important point, because just like the way they reclaimed back the 5-day moving average on Friday, they could have easily gave it back today, and they didn't do so. And they held it at 10, and they reclaimed back the 5 on the close, which is super duper bullish. And again, this is the whole point of understanding your levels. We all knew what happened when we lost the 5-day moving average last week. Well, we also knew what would happen if we reclaimed the 5-day moving average going into today. And that was a really good move. There was a lot of really big moves today. We'll get to the pivots in a second. Very, very aggressive day for the first 2 hours, and the market kind of went to sleep after that. But we got some pretty good storylines going into from today and going into obviously tomorrow's session. Big story continues to be the potential government shutdown. Oh no, what do? We won't be able to buy a stamp. Anyway, let's move on, right? Every single time we've seen these government shutdowns, these ceilings, debt ceilings raised, they just always kind of figured it out and nothing really happens, right? But there's a lot of mishmash going on. There's a lot of uncertainty. Newspapers got to sell newspapers, right? So the point is, there always is some sort of things in the tabloids that is not going to sit right with investors, with traders. Again, the more you make of something that's nothing, you're going to be worrying about things you cannot control. And that's a very, very bad way, especially if you look at the equity markets. But you got the government potential shutdown, blah, 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 blah. CRWV continues to shine off the bottom, man. You know, it really has been a very, very big move. 84 all the way back up to $140 today. The big story was pretty big deal with Meta. Stock continues to act really, really well. You know, aggressively still off its highs, but considering how it's been handling its success, you know, it's actually been pretty good, because again, they had every opportunity to completely implode all the way back in the lows of September. Tesla, we have delivery numbers tomorrow, right? Or I think not tomorrow. I think it's Thursday morning. But there is potential trade on Tesla tomorrow, right? There is a very good chance they try to run it up tomorrow ahead of their delivery numbers on Thursday. If you watched the video over the weekend, we talked about the importance of 445. You know, we came in long over the weekend and it shot up all the way up to 451. Really, really strong move. And tomorrow I will be watching this thing for either an opening range or above today's channel for a potential run up into Thursday's delivery numbers. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. NVIDIA broke out today, right? NVIDIA broke out today. If you've been watching this broadcast, we've been talking about NVIDIA has been sitting in a very, very broad range, this long multi-month consolidation. It finally broke out today. Really, really aggressive option flow coming in. Weekly 190s, 192.50s, end of the month, $200 calls. This is a big, big breakout. Was it an easy trade? It wasn't an easy trade. I got long, went up $1, came back in. Went up $2.50, came back in. It was kind of messing around, but this is now the highest close in this whole entire 10-week cycle. So it's super duper bullish. Let's see if it can continue tomorrow, if it can start building and confirm today's move tomorrow. You can see how much room you have all the way onto the weekly channel. Again, the options market was very, very strong. I would like to see a little bit of a little bit of profit taking tomorrow morning. I would like to see it, because if we can get a potential some profit taking from today into a rising 60-minute channel, and shorts get trapped into that channel, that's when you can get a very, very aggressive red to green move. And that's exactly what happened today on Robinhood, right? We had a very, very aggressive pivot today in the webinar, but that's exactly what happened. It opened lower after a very, very big move on Friday. Excuse me. Yeah. Sorry, I know the chart looked a little weird. It had a light volume open after a big, big move on Friday, went red to green, took out the previous J channel, and went out of its mind. So you're getting some pretty good, moves. Just when you thought the market was a little bit heavy and lost short-term sentiment, it came right back on, reclaimed it back on Friday. Price improved today, and now you're getting some pretty good money flow going into a lot of names, which is actually very, very good, considering how every single time the bulls have a chance to kind of rest, they just don't. They literally don't. It's more than like 2-3 days worth of a pause, and they go right back again. PLTR, we start seeing some really aggressive 190 weeklies today, considering that when those 190s were hitting, the stock was about $10 out of the money. Guys, keep an eye on PLTR. The more option flow that comes with short-term expiration, the higher probability the stock will get there. So let's definitely keep an eye on PLTR for tomorrow, above today's channel. And if it can start getting back up to the September highs, and the reason why they're betting the 190s is that's where the upper Bollinger Band is. So big, you're getting some pretty aggressive call buying coming in on PLTR for the weekly 190s. Definitely a name I want to keep an eye out for tomorrow. One name is not doing well is Amazon. Well, two names. Again, we had both of them to the downside this morning. Amazon continues to get wrecked, right? And somebody tell the stock we're in a bull market, because it's not acting that way. Meta continues to absolutely bleed, man. This is Amazon and Meta, and this is where the problem could occur and kind of spill over for a lot of the technology names. Right now, they're completely ignoring them, but Meta and Amazon are below the 50-day moving average. Guys, that's not a good thing. Every single day, the market is rallying or attempting to stabilize, and they continue to put in lower lows and lower highs. That's not a good thing. So definitely something to watch. One name that is starting to wake up that I've been watching now for about a couple of weeks, it's just not there yet. And I'm still waiting for the options market to come in, but it's Microsoft. Folks, look how tight this consolidation. This is a range that's going back to August 18th. This is a very, very long consolidation. It reclaimed back the 50-day moving average 2 days ago. All it needs to do is just get back above this whole channel here, and this thing could really, really wake up. So it's definitely a name we want to monitor over the next couple of days. Let me give you guys some other names that I'm definitely watching for tomorrow. We talked about PLTR. We talked about Microsoft. We talked about a potential run up on Tesla into the delivery numbers. Guys, look at Coinbase, right? I know it's probably going to be tied into Bitcoin, right? I know it's probably going to be tied into Bitcoin, but look at the setup here. On Friday, reclaim back the 50-day moving average. All it needs to do is take out this channel of last week's highs. If it could just take out last week's highs, this thing can go all the way back to 352, which was the high from 2 weeks ago. So definitely keep an eye on coin. And to the downside, just in case, send alert. Just in case is OKLO. It's been kind of, been getting rejected off the 5-day, putting in a lower high. You can see here 2 days in a row, lower high, lower low on the 5-day rejection. If it could start taking out yesterday's on last week's lows, you could see a move to 105 and then potentially 95 if there is an extended move to the downside. So let's talk about today's pivots. And guys, again, if you are interested in pivots, you've been watching me for a long time and interacting with me a long time, folks, they're very, very cool. You know, they're very, very cool. These are areas where price discovery is met, right? The stock is either going to clean up supply and go higher or clean up demand and go lower. There is no point of reference that you need to argue, ask somebody's opinion. This is based primarily on price action, supply and demand. So if you are interested in pivots, guys, all you got to do is click the link below, spend 30 days with us, see if it's a right fit for you, and hopefully this meshes well with your development. So let's talk about it, right? So NVIDIA was pretty good, right? It was pretty good. I bought it initially on the 84 breakout, went to 85. I sold some. Then they slammed the stock. They slammed the stock, which God knows why, but they did, right? They slammed the stock. I broke even on the bounce, bought it back at 85 off the opening range highs. My highest sale was about the 87 area, put in a high of 87.30s. I think if we can get another charge tomorrow on NVIDIA, like I said, it clears out today's channel. I think we can go, a lot higher. Meta continues to get hit. 737.35. It's a short. That's 65-day support. Meta again. Here was the 737. Here's a 737 pivot and traded all the way down to 726. Again, congratulations for you guys who caught Meta. Robinhood is a monster, absolute monster. 136.85 needs to confirm yesterday's move. Here was Robinhood. It took out the 36.85, traded all the way up and closed at the highs of the day into the 143s. Just an absolute rock star, man. I really got to start paying attention to it more. AMD never confirmed. So that never confirmed. Amazon, I was watching both ways. You'll see here one pivot to the upside, and the second pivot I shorted Amazon. Nice move, like $1 and change. Amazon 223 needs to confirm, never confirmed to the upside. But this one did. 219.30 if it builds below can flush. It traded all the way down to like 17 and change. I covered 2/3 of my position, and the rest I got broke even, which is fine. CRWV, a monster. 135.50. Rejected twice for the Daredevils. Again, this is not for me, right? I don't trade CRWV. At least not. I traded once or twice, but it's not really my thing. But again, the whole point is trading what you feel comfortable, not what I feel comfortable, what you feel comfortable. So it doesn't make a difference if it's Bitcoin, mid-cap stock, small-cap stock, or obviously large-cap. Momentum, a pivot is a pivot is a pivot. As long as there's legitimate liquidity, and especially if there's option flow involved, it is valid. So CRWV went nuts. 135.50 went all the way up to like 41.42. Big move there. And yes, here's the pivot on Amazon. And I believe that is it, right? Oh, by the way, I got a new coffee machine. If you have an espresso machine, okay, or if you don't have an espresso machine, you're thinking about getting a coffee machine. If coffee is important to you like it is to me, I highly recommend it. Anyway, guys, big day tomorrow. We're watching continuation of NVIDIA. We're watching for potential run-up into Tesla's delivery numbers. We are definitely watching Microsoft if it wakes up, Coinbase if it wakes up, and more weakness if Amazon and OKLO get hit as well. That's it, guys. That's all I got. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Guys, have a great night, everybody. God bless, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the field tomorrow. Take care.